Hello everyone, it's me again, Lucky-kyun, and for today's video, I'll be sharing another knowledge on how to come up with a cyberpunk concept character fashion. This video also includes some color theory knowledge and some few techniques for an illustration that can be useful in this kind of situation. For today, I'll be using a CLIPSTUDIO paint application, and let's see what we can do. The first thing you have to do is to plan out all the details of your character. Search everything you need in the internet like Pinterest, Google, and a lot more websites you can find. Any art website will do. The idea is to steal like an artist and not completely steal everything. Get some little ideas from different artworks, from concepts, and different ideas from clothing, and a lot more. It is important to collect some ideas from different things because maybe you still don't know what you really wanted, so searching for ideas would really help a lot. You can grab some little ideas and mix it with your own ideas and mix it with others' ideas and a lot of ideas mixing together to get the thing you need. You don't exactly need to copy it, just get some little part. I'm sure you can come up to something by just seeing someone's work. While doing this, I'm looking for ideas like from the rockstar clothing and punk clothing. I also gathered references from steampunk, but not really much, but because since we've been doing some cybernetics arms, so I tried to mix them together, what things could work and what things could not. I am also adding some looks that I personally wanted, like the turtleneck, the long collar. I am also adding some circular lighting to the clothes, but of course you cannot fit in all the ideas you wanted, or maybe you can, it's for you to figure it out. But for me, I'm fine not adding the long coat, which I really like as well, but I'm fine without it. So everything you've been adding, try to make it look futuristic so that it will fit into the idea. By the way, to all of this, make sure you have studied anatomy to make it more effective. As of the composition, I want the color to be part of it by using the color theory. I am sure you are very familiar with the complementary color combination. The warm and cool color is very popular. Color theory is a great guide on using color combination to achieve an appealing colors for our illustration. You can use either 6 of these similar color combinations. You don't necessarily need to copy the colors that I'm showing you right now. You can rotate it and get another combination. To get a lot of creative freedom of colors, I'm going to use the square combination. You don't exactly need to balance all the colors. Maybe 2 of the color options dominates most of the canvas and add other colors as accents. You also don't necessarily need to trap yourself of these colors. You can still add other colors as well, as long as it's not that much that will distract or ruin the entire composition. So this is the rough composition I got. Blue-green is for body lights, purple is for background, but of course it is a city, so you can add some random colors to it. Yellow is the main light, and orange for some environmental lighting. The original plan is supposed to be on the front window of a booth, maybe a ramen booth, but I ended up into something else, so we'll see what I come up to. You can also change it later on if you feel something is off, but make sure to adjust it correctly and keeping the balance of the main subject and the background. So now we start to draw everything properly, including those little sketches on the face. It might look ugly at first, but we're just gonna cover it later on anyway. Those lines are my guides so that I can tell which part I should put the shadow, and I can tell what will be the shape of those areas. Then after the drawing, after applying all the details of the character, all the details of the background, you have to add the base silhouettes of the background and the character. This will help us to work faster later on. And after that, we have to add all the details for the background. You don't necessarily need to put the tiny details, just the light details, because we're just gonna blur it later on anyway. And it is also important to start with the background before the character so that it will be easier for us to match the characters to the environment. So now I'll be adding more details to the background, some little lights to it. And I will make the railings clear because it is closer to the camera. So now we're going to refine the background. Now the character is closer to the camera, so I'm going to blur the background so that it will only focus the character. So it is not necessary to put a lot of details to the background. To add a blur effect to your background, select the layer, go to filter, then blur, and add Gaussian blur, and set it to the right amount you need it. Now after blurring it, you can add more light effects to the surroundings. So now we have to add the rough colors of our character. From this part, we'll be adding colors that we need before starting to render everything. Make sure to use the silhouette of the character. Our goal is to create a new layer and color the silhouette while avoiding the colors crossing into the edge. Let me show you how to do that. Create a new raster layer, right click to it, choose layer settings, then select the clip to layer below. And now you can freely color the silhouette without any worries. Doing all of this in a single layer is fine. Nothing is really wrong with that. Now for the flat shadow, you have to add another layer on top of it using the multiply shadow method. To do that, do the same thing as this. Create new raster layer, click to layer below, color the entire layer with bluish gray, press Alt Delete to fill the entire layer. Set the blending mode to multiply. Now create a layer mask on it, select the mask, then select the transparent color to the lower left of your palette. Then use your pen to reveal the lit areas of the object. Now do this to your character. Now we have to add the lights came from the light from his clothing. Now do the same action, create a new layer and clip it to the layer below it. This time you're gonna use the lasso tool, M for the shortcut key, and use the airbrush afterwards. Using the lasso tool, select the area you want to put the lights, then use your airbrush to it. When it is first time for you to use the lasso tool, don't worry about it. It might be hard to use it at first, but when you get used to it, you will realize that this is a very powerful tool to speed up your process to your painting. After adding those highlights, from here you are on your own. All you need to do is to overpaint all the layers of the character. What I usually do is to flatten all the character layers and overpaint it and cover all of those line art. It's your choice if you want to keep it or not. If you want to use the same effects as the clip to layer below, but only using one layer, you can use the lock transparent pixel. Select your layer and click this icon here. Now you can overpaint and avoid painting outside the silhouette. The overpainting should be the final step, but to make everything more better, you have to add some finishing touches. I'm gonna share to you some little effects I usually do. So okay, this is the finishing touch I want to do. First, I have to highlight all those lights on his clothing. I already have the layer here, and now I'm gonna change it to color dodge, or you can just use the glow dodge. Either of the two will fine. Now I'm adding the lens flare. You can just add any lens flare from the internet. It actually looks like this, and use the screen, and now it looks like that. Actually, you can do this manually, but if you want everything to be faster, then you can just search it on the internet and try to photo manipulate it. Now I'm going to select all the layers, and I'm going to put everything in a folder. Press Ctrl G to put them inside in a folder, and you can hide it all. Then duplicate this folder by pressing F3 and then F4 to paste it. Now what you're going to do is to right click to this and merge the selected layer, and now you have all the layers flattened. What I'm going to do here is to go to filter and add Gaussian blur to it, and I'm going to add 33, and it looks like this. Then click OK, create layer mask, and use your soft brush, airbrush, and select this transparent color and erase some part of it. Make sure to select the masking. Now from here, you select the two again and Ctrl G to put it in the folder, and duplicate it again and merge it. What I'm going to do now is to add some Anaglyph effects. So how to do that? Go to Edit, Tonal Correction, then Level Correction. In the RGB, click the RGB, then choose the green and slide this to the right until it's gone. Now do the same thing to the blue, and you only have red. Click OK and change the blending modes to lighten. For now, nothing is really happening, but if you go to the Edit, Transform, Scale and Rotate, or Ctrl T, and use your arrow key from your keyboard and move it to the right or left. Now you'll see this effect, or if you move it around, it looks like that. Move it to the side, and if you zoom it out, it looks like that. Press enter and see the difference from before, after. Now add the layer mask, then erase the area from the face, or I don't know, it depends on you. If you want to keep that, it's fine, or you can erase a little in the middle. I just want to add it to the side of the drawing. So this is the finished output we have, and you might notice that the color of the background changes. That is actually easy. Before I do everything, the finishing touches, you can change the background. Since it's in one layer, you can go to tonal correction and find the hue and saturation. And by changing the slider, you can change the overall colors to it and then do the final touches. And that's it. So this is the final output, and yeah, I'm happy with it. Thank you everyone for staying until the end of this video, and I hope you learned something. If you like it, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more art tutorial in the future. So that's all for today, and I hope to see you on my next video.